Geopolitically, yeah, we in a field. That's for Israel. Wonder, is it real? Took the way you saw the world, then distorted it. Now you think you wanna rock that twirl somewhere orbiting. Theories disproportionate, the truth distorted quick with a forceful grip. They force a misinfo that we absorbing quick. Took the people's signature, that mean extorted it. They forging it, if news anchors informant to informing them. There's a surplus, but they tell us there are shortages. Credit economy mortgages, dollar that's supported with empty fortresses. But what's important is this, we courting ships, important gifts, of course it is. What extortion is in accordance with an assortment list of foreign tricks we ignoring, which informant this, informant this. It looked like we were snoring tricked. Pedophilia and the government endorsing it. Yeah, eugenics is exactly what abortion is. You just vilify those insubordinate. Way to matrix engineer, that's unfortunate. Geopolitically, we in a field. That's for Israel. Wonder, is it real? Rappers actors say they high, say they sip with pills. Glorify suicide so they get the deals. Big pharma set it up just to flip the pills. Control the music industry until the scripts get filled. Geopolitically, yeah, we in a field. That's for Israel. Wonder, is it real? In a world. All right, what's going on? Obviously, like a million things going on. Sorry I'm late. This is going to be a very short stream. I'm just going to give you guys an update. I wanted to go live last night. Didn't really work out. Tons of stuff going on. A million moving parts, trying to get everything, remember everything, etc. All right, my flight is 5 Eastern today. If you don't know, obviously, we're going to Antarctica. So we're going to Antarctica to document the sun and a few other things. So I fly out today, 5 p.m. I go to Atlanta. I then fly to Santiago. Then I fly to Porto something, I think, and then Punta Arenas. We'll be there for, I think, 3 days. You'll be able to track everything at the-final-experiment.com. I can pull it up and show it to you in just a second. You'll be able to track us. You'll be able to track our flights as of right now. And then eventually, we'll once we actually get to Punta Arenas, we'll have these little GPS trackers. So you'll be able to track us based our avatars will move around with our GPS tracker. Let's try here. Here we go. 3 days, 10 hours. All right. So as you see here, you can actually track where everyone's at. Right. So there's Sharon. Track that I'm going to be leaving here. So anyway, and you can see that they're already down here. Very interesting, huh? That these guys are moving along together early on, but really no surprise there, to be honest. So zero. Okay, so like I said, I'm gonna keep it really concise, but I gotta give you guys a bit of an update because I actually kind of need your help, okay? Because I tried to not ask for a GoFundMe or anything. I think I'm like one of the only ones that didn't do that. You know, of course, people like McToon got like tens of thousands of dollars raised or whatever. I tried not to ask for any money. I didn't think it was really going to end up costing me money and stuff, and it absolutely has. It's ended up costing me quite a bit of money, and I'm getting hit with all these different bills, and I'm having to buy things I didn't expect. I got to spend like $240 on a tripod, and then you got like some people help pitch in. You got like
an infrared imaging imager, which was like $200. I think it was. We actually got a deal on it, and then all these different things that I've had to buy for like the GoPro accessories and make different batteries for the P900 and all these different things. Okay, so a bunch of different expenses. And where I did have something set up on Ko-fi, it's taking 20% out of all of it because I had got fronted like the monthly revenue back in the day, and I kind of forgot about that. So it was basically a loan. So it's taking 20% of everything that comes in till it pays it back. So it's taking 20% and it's holding some of the funds, and I need them like right now. Like I have lots of expenses that I literally can't afford. Like I'll just be very transparent. Like one of my accounts got hit and it's just like obliterated. So I am asking for you guys to help. I will tell you, obviously, so I kind of updated the best way to donate if you look in the description, but Zelle is really the best way. So you can go to, so it's like Witsit at protonmail.com, Witsit at protonmail.com. It's in the description. That's the best way to Zelle me. Obviously, that goes straight to the account that didn't get like destroyed and like even popped into the negative, and go straight there. They don't take any of it. Cash App's second best way, $WitsitGetsIt, because that's also linked to the other account. And then the other ones, Ko-fi and PayPal, they're linked to the other account, which obviously needs to pop back up anyway, but to actually help me get something. And look, if you feel like you can't, then don't. If you feel like you can just pitch in $5, whatever. But yeah, I am coming and asking straight up for you guys to kind of help me out. I unfortunately need like a pretty good amount right now based on all these different bills and this different stuff and stuff I didn't necessarily plan on spending. And I didn't want to waste the opportunity and not have the stuff that we needed. So, it is what it is. Including someone was very generous. Shout out to Sam, pitched in, tossed me some XRP, which I cashed out to help get like a computer, like a laptop that I could bring it. Because back in the day, after like the crypto situation happened, if you know what I'm talking about, recently there was like a crypto situation and some of my stuff got hacked. I had to return my MacBook because I needed the money, and I didn't want to go down there without one, right? Because I want to be able to I want to be able to hook up the passport hard drive. I want to be able to to stash everything if I need to manage all the files and the folders and the different cards and the GoPro and all the different cameras and everything that's going on. I also want to be able to do live streams, certainly while we're in South America, etc. So I'll give you guys kind of update. I think this is maybe going to be 30 minutes, right? Because I'm in a hurry. I got to hurry up. I got stuff to do. Because another thing that happened was my car just randomly started shooting out black smoke like a little over a week ago. And so that's kind of been a whole thing. I had to get it towed, taken to something about the turbine wasn't spinning properly and it was dropping fuel or dropping oil in the fuel injection or something. I don't know. So just shooting black smoke out everywhere. And I do have surface warranty on that, but I have a deductible. And more so, I just have been without a car and I have a rental. And the reason I'm bringing it up is because I have to drop the rental off today, obviously, and then go to the airport. I have to make sure that I'm like super early so we don't take any chances. Because last time I tried to go to the airport, ended up taking like 4 times as long as it was supposed to when I was going to Timcast. So obviously taking no chances with that. And just to clarify, obviously, like whatever way you do try to help, it still helps in the long run in the grand scheme of things, right? Like Ko-fi helps. PayPal helps, Cash App helps, Zelle helps. Obviously, the most immediate help is Zelle and Cash App, just to clarify that. So, and if what I'm going to try to do is keep track of the people that donated, and I'll even try to give you guys some type of private content. I'm trying to think of the best way to do that, right? Because I have to be able to keep a track of it and then give you guys the private link. But either way, certainly if you're like a subscriber on Ko-fi, so maybe like if you're going to end up donating, then like just become a member even for like $5 on Ko-fi. That way you'll get the private stuff. Maybe that's kind of the glitch. Okay, sorry. I know this is a lot. I'm information dumping you guys, but obviously it's going to be like 22 hours of flying. It's a whole thing. And because there were just so much stuff kind of going on, I pulled an all-nighter. I also wanted to be tired on the flight because one of the flights is like 10 hours long. So I just wanted to be tired. I do. I thought it would suck if I wasn't tired. I know I'm giving you guys a lot. I'm not even reading the chat yet. I will in a second. Okay, so because I'm trying to get to where I want to tell you guys kind of the lowdown on the trip because I've kind of kept My full take on it, somewhat private. If you've been in some of the Discords recently, you've heard me start to say it. I was very tactical about it. But anyway, I'm going to have a GoPro, and then I was able to get an older GoPro. I think it's going to work. I'm not really sure. Some issues with batteries, and it has like this corrosion. I don't know. It's back in the day. It's kind of messed up. I don't know if it's going to work, but maybe. But for sure, we got a GoPro. So shout out to the follower that sent me one. That they just want me to send it back when it's over. So we will have a good, nice GoPro, and I will be basically documenting it all from my like behind the scenes perspective, right? So kind of logging it. So when I get back and I can upload that, you guys will get that. Obviously, there's going to be content all over the place from everyone. I also have a 360 cam that I had bought back on the tour. And so if we actually are able to get internet there, we're supposed to get like Starlink set up. If that works, I should be able to actually live stream with my Insta360, meaning that you guys can watch the live stream while we're in Antarctica, and you can live time actually interact with the screen and turn around 360 and look at whoever you want to or wherever you want to. So that's one thing that would be pretty cool. That's another reason I really want a computer, though, is so I can do streams. Hopefully, even there, I can also do it on my phone. But I wanted to be able to do like pretty good streams, also when we're in South America for a few days. So I'll be able to kind of fully let you guys in on everything, and I'll be taking feedback. You guys give me requests and all this. We'll be in touch, right? I'm going to be like actively keeping you guys updated on everything. All right, I think that's kind of a lot of it. But ironically, people are probably going to hate on me, like certainly like the haters about me, like saying something about getting money. But honestly, like everyone else asked for money, and I actually try just to be like humble and not ask for money. And I need some help with the money. So I'm just telling you guys, it's like whatever. Like big time, but it's all good because I have faith. So okay, now I'm gonna kind of reveal to you guys some of my take on the trip, and then I'm gonna have to wrap it up. And like I said, I'll try to do a stream later. There is a 5.5 hour layover in between one of the flights, so maybe I'll do a stream there. And I want to do some streams in South America, whatever. We're gonna depend on how everything goes, right? It depends on how like batteries are looking and how the Wi-Fi looks and all of that. But I'm gonna try to do a whole bunch of streams and keep you guys updated the whole time. And then I'll also hook up the Ko-fi subscribers, even though like everything there is being like 20% is being taken, and it doesn't matter. Like on some private stuff while we're doing all this. Like if you sign up for Ko-fi, you'll get maybe some private streams, or I'll try to make sure to give private streams to the subscribers. But also I'm gonna like keep everyone in the loop, right? Like it's not like if you don't spend any money, then you can't. Like I'm gonna live stream and keep you guys in the loop. Give me requests on what you want to see, like what you want me to stream, all of this, what tests you want me to do, observations you want me to do, anything that you're curious about. Just just contact me, and I'll hook you guys up. Also, you can go to Discord. I jump in Discord a lot. I may do an X Space or something, but I'll jump in Earth Awakenings and Ether Cause, and I'll bounce around between those two. So you can kind of talk to me there. I was just in both of those this morning. All right. There's that. Now, here's kind of the whole thing with the trip, right? Obviously, the idea, and you can see here what I titled the stream, TFE, the first expedition. And you could say many different things. The first endeavor, the first experience, the first examination, you name it. I had a whole list of them. It's not final, because that obviously implies something being conclusive. And obviously, the group that's pushing this narrative that it is conclusive and definitively proves the globe is the same group of people who claim that sunsets do that. Okay, so cool story, bro, right? It obviously doesn't. The preponderance of evidence and falsification of the globe Earth model doesn't suddenly evaporate because we see the sun do something. We would definitely have to go back to the drawing board for some of our concepts. We would definitely have to make it all that it's going to do, right? If we see a 24-hour sun, then it's going to cause us to take a step forward with another data point, a valuable data point that helps us now know, okay, it could be so good for us to figure out what's going on. If that's the case, either way, right? Either we know it's not there or we know that it is there. The worst case scenario is that it's really cloudy and we can't see anything. But if we say we do see it, then we're like, okay, whatever is going on has to cause this phenomena. And that could potentially spark like this major kind of epiphany or revelation as to the nature of this realm, or maybe lean some credence to some people that have kind of been saying this for a year. Like flat philosophy has been saying you see 24-hour suns everywhere in the South for years. Okay, so just on its face, truth doesn't fear investigation, right? And only people that are dishonest, and this is much more common on the other side. I've seen stuff like this on all quote unquote sides, right? But the real sides are those who honestly just wants to know the truth. They're going to be transparent. They're going to be honest, and those who don't, and there's a bunch of people who seem to think that the ends justify the means. And so if you lie, it's okay, is because they think they're right. And so if they have to lie and deceive the audience, so they'll stay on that side, it's okay in the end, in the big picture, they're still, it's okay because they're keeping them where they think it is true that the Earth's a globe, for example. I hope that I'm not losing you guys. I also, like I said, did literally pull an all-nighter. Okay. This is what I want everyone to understand. Truth doesn't fear investigation no matter what. Okay. So obviously there was this whole narrative being spread about me that I was looking for since the beginning. I was looking for any way out, blah, blah, blah. I'll go ahead and tell you that I personally have spoken to many of the flat earthers that chose not to go. It has nothing to do with them not wanting to know. It has nothing to do with them being a grifter and trying to run away from it, because I talked to them and they told me why they didn't go. And when I explained my position, they strongly encouraged me to go. Okay. They just didn't trust the people putting it on. If they were going to go to Antarctica, they wanted to go with people that they trusted and no one else, right? They wanted to go with other truthers. They didn't want to go with people that are being deceptive and think that they're just so smooth and so slick that they're tricking the flat earthers because they're so naive and pretending that they're just good-hearted and all this and just curious because they actually have the intentions of humiliating flat earthers, right? And that is the case. Absolutely. 100%. It's the case. So they know that. They're like, no, you're not going to play me. You're not going to do that. And I know that you're going to try to make a hit piece, etc. If you're not, now we'll be able to do a longer duration stream here soon so I can talk about everything, because I'm going to kind of do a hard cutoff in about 15 minutes or so. So that's why I'm kind of going fast. But I've obviously known that the whole time. If you're not just now tuning in, right? We made it specific that there was a certain type of contract, etc. And people have been running this narrative the whole time that I'm a liar, I'm a grifter, I can't go to Antarctica because my lie will be up, my grift will be up, all this weirdo stuff. And it's like, none of that could be further from the truth, right? Merely on its face, the idea of going there and being able to actually observe it, and we will be doing a first, right? This will be the first time ever that let's say the 24-hour sun is a real phenomenon. This will be the first time ever people have gone there and like really documented it. What's the word I'm looking for? Thoroughly, or like very efficiently, like very thorough documentation. So we'll have multiple angles, we'll have infrared, we'll have different types of cameras, we'll have 360 cameras, we'll have outside views of the cameras and the people working the cameras, right? We'll be able to use certain solar filters to maybe see the sunspots and all this different stuff. And nothing like that's ever been done. Like a super legitimate documentation of the quote unquote 24-hour sun in the South in Antarctica has never been done, right? And so, yeah, sure, you can find clips of me saying that's not true, right? You're conflating the 24-hour light with the 24-hour sun and being very adamant about it. And that's because so many people misrepresent it. They do that. They conflate it. They act like they know it. And I'm like, well, okay, prove it. And they share that same video that was later admitted to have been fraudulent and to be faked. But I have no problem if there's a 24-hour sun. This is the thing that people don't seem to get, is I just want to know the truth. And tons of people that watch my channel, they just want to know the truth, right? And we have absolutely discovered that there is massive deception and confusion regarding the nature of where we live in cosmology. Absolutely, unequivocally, undoubtedly, undeniably, okay? Whether that goes from the occultic, deceptive origins of NASA to the lie of the moon landing to geocentrism being hidden, misrepresented, suppressed, and excluded based on philosophical grounds because, well, they just don't want there to be a creator. And of course, they prefer the Copernican principle, also known as the mediocrity principle. And then also that the math just doesn't add up when it comes to the alleged curvature of the Earth. Well, we falsified that, right? We have specular reflections, we have long distance observations, we have laser tests, we have mirror flashes, we have long distance microwave, radio waves actually guiding planes to successfully target enemies, right? Which, if the Earth were a globe, it wouldn't work. That's why the British turned it down, right? And on Timcast, Tim said, or just the Germans lied about it. What? No, like the British intel are the ones that discovered what technology they were using. They reported it. Germans didn't come out and report it. They were using it as a secret weapon, and they did it continually and successfully, for like over a year. Now, not to get too sidetracked because we don't have all the time in the world. The point is that there's tons of evidence, and truth is on our side, and that's why there should be no one that's scared of anything going on here, right? And he who have little faith, as my boy Lion said in Discord, like why you guys freaking out? And what was your position really as strong and thorough as you thought it was? If you're just freaking out about this. Now, for those people that are worried about my safety and are reaching out to me because they care about me, thank you so much. I love you. I really appreciate the sentiment. I believe in the creator. I 100% trust the creator. I know that the creator's in control, and I'll just let you guys know, okay? The creator's up to something. Absolutely. The creator's doing something. And I don't want to have to get too much into details here because I don't want there to be bad vibes. Well, let's just say there are people that are claiming involved in this trip, right, that are claiming to speak on behalf of the creator, and they're taking his scriptures and his word and they're flipping it upside down. And there are people involved in this trip that actively slander and try to humiliate and just actively try to hurt individuals. They slander them. They lie about them. Pathologically lie, right? Talk about people's wife and children and cross all kinds of immoral lines, are consistently just like terrible people, and they're sadists and all this stuff, right? That's on that side. People that deny any of those things I briefly listed off earlier, in terms of even like the satanic origins of NASA and the faked moon landing and geocentrism. They actually run away from all of the evidence about motion because they just simply can't even handle the conversation. Do you think that the creator is on their side? Because I can assure you guys, the creator is absolutely real. Okay. And the creator stands for truth. It's effectively the epitome of truth. Okay. So really step back. I'm going to try to paint this narrative to you here before I dip. I want you guys to realize that this is such a huge win for Flat Earth, no matter what happens. If we go there and it's cloudy, win for Flat Earth. If we go there and there's a 24-hour sun, win for Flat Earth. If we go there and the sun sets, win for Flat Earth. Okay. I've been pretty reserved on it because ironically, while everyone was pushing this narrative that I was afraid to go and that I was looking for any reason I could to get out, it was quite the opposite, right? I was doing everything I could to make sure that the basic protections and parameters needed to go intelligently and wisely were accomplished so that we actually could go. And I've been doing everything I can to the point where it's actually had pretty significant financial impacts, right? To the point where I'm like, I need you guys to help a brother out right now, like significantly. I don't even know. So I'm just like trusting the creator. But the point is, I did that to financial sacrifices, to all these attacks from both sides, to going from Florida, basically paradise, to where 60 degrees is cold, to like negative 25 degrees, being around people that like their audience are literally like possessed, like literally. Like just go read some of their live stream chats. It's like insane. Okay. Long story short, not to get too derailed, I did the opposite. I wanted it to happen more than anything, and I've been kind of reserved on and tactical about exactly why this is so good for Flat Earth, because I didn't want to jeopardize them trying to replace me or trying to back out or whatever, right? And this is why, and we'll quickly list off some of the things, and we'll talk about this more in the future. Okay. So yes, there will be people that are sadists, and that is when you find enjoyment out of the humiliation of others. That is a personal issue. That's a spiritual issue with that person. You can't let it get to them or get to you, right? And whenever you hold resentment towards someone, you're giving them power. Like it's fine, but they will absolutely do what they do, right? And there are going to be these people that are claiming it's so funny that they're humiliating flat earthers and da 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 da. But none of that matters. None of that matters because this is what is actually happening. Like this is what is objectively happening. There are people who believe in the globe Earth, and they believe it's so definitive and obvious. And flat Earth, they claim that flat Earth, because I don't even truly believe this. They claim that like the geocentric flat Earth and that the arguments against the heliocentric globe theory are so laughable and wrong and easily disproven that we've known it for thousands of years, and it's just a joke, and no one should even take it serious at all. It's so stupid and easily debunked. Yet they are obsessed with it, have obsessively talked about it and covered it and stalked the individuals that investigate it for years and years and years and years. And they've benefited significantly in terms of financial compensation and notoriety that simply wouldn't exist without that. Like these people, no one listens to them other than when they're talking about flat Earth. And that's like even Professor David, go look his most viewed videos by far, flat Earth. He starts talking about some chemistry, he gets 4,000 views with 3 million subs. Okay. And so there's that group of people, and they're involved for all the wrong reasons, right? But ironically, right, people from that realm have collectively spent $500,000 to effectively cater to flat earthers' preferred observation, to something that flat earthers challenge, or flat earthers throw a question mark on because we say that the evidence doesn't support it. There's insufficient evidence. There's actually a very odd lack of evidence that if there were actual symmetry with the North, right? Sure, there's more population closer to the North. Sure, Antarctica is harder to go to. But again, National Geographic will literally put a camera in a desert to film a colony of ants for a week, right? Like they would absolutely have great documentation of the 24-hour sun unless there's something that just isn't adding up. Now, who knows what that is? People have floated this theory that, well, what if there really was a 24-hour sun, but then they wanted to really push this narrative that flat Earth says that there's not one, so that eventually they could have some flat earthers see it, and then they could claim to have disproved flat Earth or whatever. It's like, okay, interesting theory. Let's go see if there is one, and let's figure out what happened, because none of that matters. Truth doesn't fear investigation, and I can tell you one thing: when the smoke settles, truth is always standing there, right? The people that are being honest, the people that will come and say, look, we have to update our position. We were wrong about this. You know, that's what honest people do, right? Like, oh, their big gotcha will be that if we see the 24-hour sun, we will be intellectually honest and update our position accordingly because we're not liars and we're just literally looking for the truth in good faith. Oh, what a burn. So, to put it very, very concisely, globe earthers are collectively spending $500,000 to take flat earthers to see an observation that they want to see, and they're spending $500,000 to give flat Earth the most publicity it's ever had. Okay, of course I'm going. It is a huge win for flat Earth. For all the people freaking out about it, it makes no sense whatsoever, in my opinion, right? Because for one, we should just care about truth. If the sun really does that, it's just another data point. If it happens, it happens. So that is incorporated in whatever the truth is. That's a good thing. More evidence, more observational evidence is always a good thing if we're trying to understand the nature of where we live. Although, of course, we're not going to just start making definitive terra firma shaped claims based on our celestial observations, because that's ignorant, and we know that optics play a big role in how we perceive the world, and it isn't just what you see on its face. Definitively know that no matter what you think the Earth is, right? So the point is, now this could potentially be pushed up to the forefront, and I'll give you guys more of the tea, and we'll do some private streams. I'm still going to be somewhat tactical about all this, but I just want you guys to know that I thought this out a lot, and it is, well, if I didn't agree to go, which I think a good amount of the community does trust me and knows that I'm honest. I think I've been very transparent. I think that, kind of like it speaks for itself. My actions speak for itself. I've taken huge negative consequences to speak about this truth and to speak about many of the truths entailed within. And it's been significantly detrimental to me financially and professionally and in many different ways. And I think there are obviously some people that are claiming that I'm like a plant or an agent or something, but people, I guess, are going to claim that no matter what. Who cares about that? The point is, it's way better that a real, genuine, authentic flat earther that many people know that they can trust and has kind of proven himself to be genuinely a flat earther, regardless of your other opinions about me. And sure, people run whatever narrative they can right now for clicks and clout or whatever, but it's better that I go where I know I can trust me and I know that you can trust me. Even if some of you don't know, I know that you can trust me. And the alternative would be they replace me with someone else that claims they're a flat earther. What if they're not? What if they're not really a flat earther? What if they don't really understand all the evidence that actually falsifies the radius value, falsifies the current model, right? So then they could just flip and be the perfect story. It was like, oh, flat earther thought it was flat, then went and saw the sun and then realized and had the epiphany. Oh, no, it's definitely a globe and that goes around the sun like they said. And it's like, no. I feel like I was taking one for the team where I'm going where it's super cold. It ends up costing me tons of money. I'm getting attacked from all kinds of different angles, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm not like the victim. I'm not crying or anything. I'm just explaining my actual perspective that I was doing it for the squad, basically. Okay. Long story short, that's what it is. And so, yeah, I went and I also just want to know the truth. And look, I don't want to also come across ungrateful entirely or anything like that. I am very grateful for the opportunity. I think it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. I think not very many people go there. I think it's going to be cool. Right? I think it's exciting in many ways. I also don't think that we're supposed to like get on our knees and be like, "Oh my gosh, thank you so much." They needed us. Like we were the crucial ingredient to this entire thing, and so it's mutually beneficial. And I really do want all good vibes, even though I maybe could be justified in my frustration with certain people involved. It doesn't matter. You should always do the right thing. If you mess up, if you say something wrong, if you treat someone the wrong way, apologize, be the bigger person and move on, and don't expect them to do the same thing. And so I'm all for good vibes. I just want to know the truth. And there's a lot more stuff I want to tell you guys. I just don't have time. I want to really break down to you how thought out this all is. And I don't think that people are realizing exactly how good this is for flat earth and how big it's going to be for flat earth. But you guys will begin to see, everyone's going to begin to see, and then prepare yourself for people to like really spiral and get triggered on the other side and really try to provoke you. And it's a good time to like reiterate the sentiment. Don't take the bait. Be the bigger person. Try to empathize with that person. Why is that person so upset or passionate about it? Like why, what trauma do they have? What's going on where they feel like they have to attack you? And just don't take the bait, right? Just be kind and try to be loving and patient and just speak the truth. Because when people start to realize that, this isn't like this huge negative for us, what's going to happen. And another part of it that I'll quickly drop, all of a sudden someone else gets brought in that's a producer, right? A Hollywood producer that's coming last minute. And I'm like, what? Okay, this is obviously like all set up. And they claim he's a flat earther. I'm like, they're just trying to get us to trust it. I now, upon further investigation, think he is for sure a flat earther. I think that they're probably trying to already talk to him, and they got him to fly down early, and they're trying to really convince him to make the documentary a certain way, and blah, blah, blah. But it doesn't matter because we have final cut. We have final edit rights. They can't even put us in anything without our approval. Now, if he is just genuine, right, then he's going to actually say the documentary gets millions of views. Well, if he's a genuine flat earther, then he would represent us in good faith, obviously. He would say our actual position, like maybe in the documentary, people get to hear what we actually think, what our actual position is, not all these misrepresentations and straw men that try to make us look stupid with his hit pieces and bad faith out of context, just actually our position. Because we're not asking, we wouldn't prefer that he chop up the globe earthers and make them look stupid by deceptively misrepresenting them. That's terrible. Only people on the other side seem to be okay with stuff like that. All we want is fairness on both sides. What are the actual positions, right? What does everyone actually think? Do you know how good that would be for flat earth? That has never happened at all. Just the mere possibility that could happen is 100% worth going through with it. And being like grateful that it could happen. Just the mere possibility that there could be a documentary that could get really big or potentially get millions of views, right? Say someone with a really big platform, a really big show talks about it or shouts it out, and it truly represents our position, right? Like how really geocentrism can explain all astronomical observations and every single astrophysicist or astronomer throughout all of history that is actually knowledgeable and is typically propped up as like the lead guys will tell you that. And it doesn't really matter what they tell you because that would be an appeal to authority. Like it's true because they tell you, it's just a fact. It's what the observations show. And there's something called the Copernican principle and they have a philosophical bias against it. Right. And you start breaking down that evidence that they all have to lie about. That removes what their number one tool is to combat us, which is suppression, censorship. Because then they're then able to go over there and misrepresent us, strawman us, make us look stupid, try to make us look weaker than our argument is so that they can claim victory. Okay, so, and then the other scenario is like, we're just not in it. We have final edit rights, which is like insane. If anyone knows anything about making films, we have final cut, we have final edit rights. So huge win on that front, huge win on the knowledge front, huge win on just truth doesn't fear investigation, right? We should just figure out what's going on. Huge win on no matter what we see, if people are going to want to talk about it and maybe bigger platforms want to talk about it, just like with the documentary, it's an opportunity to actually reach a new audience and tell them what is actually our position, what the actual evidence is that's been suppressed and misrepresented. Huge win, huge win. Something that we wouldn't pay for, we're good to go. So, and there are many more wins and there's a lot more to it, but we're going to keep it there. I just want you guys to know, this is what I'm trying to say. You should be excited. And if you felt some type of weird way about it, like just maybe step back and reconsider, recalibrate. It's pretty cool. It's very exciting. And I appreciate prayers for safety, prayers for everyone involved. And I trust the creator. And I'll tell you, I think the creator is moving pieces right now. And I'm very excited about it. And I trust the creator in terms of protection. I trust the creator. I prayed that if he didn't want me to go, to give me a sign or to have the trip not go through if it was something that he didn't want me to do or that it was some type of like something deceptive coming from like the darker side that I need to be worried about or anything like that. But I know that the creator's in control. And so it doesn't matter. And so we should, now if you're a believer, this doesn't apply to everyone, but if you're a believer, you should have faith that the creator is always in control. And so we know no matter what, truth doesn't fear investigation. Truth is always good. The truth will always go to light. The truth will set you free. Truth is beneficial to everyone. Whatever the truth is, we should all be for that being known, no matter what your current position is. And if you can't in your mind agree that you would change whatever your position is based on truth, then you're not being honest. You're not a truther, right? The problem for them in this scenario is that looking at the sky and seeing a light do something doesn't somehow refute or rebut physical measurements on the earth. Okay. Now, that's all. We'll go there. Okay. I'm going to wrap it up because we're a little bit over. And you can tell I am kind of tired, but I'm going to catch up with sleep. I'm going to keep you guys fully in the loop, and then I'll document and record like around the clock kind of all the time. So you'll see everything. You'll see the whole trip. You'll be able to see everything beginning to end. Once I get back, I'll kind of edit it together real quick and show it to you guys. And I'll try to do many live streams. Also, if you are a subscriber on Ko-fi, which again, not the most preferable method to support right now, but I would strongly encourage everyone to spend like at least $5 and go, because I'll do it for all levels and go be a subscriber. Because for one, you can directly message me on there, right? And I'll prioritize those messages based on like if you have any like requests or any question or anything you want to tell me regarding the trip. And just know I will at least look at them. I might not be able to respond to all of them depending on how much it is, but I will read them all and try to respond to most of them. And then you'll get private streams. Like at least a few times I'll just go live just for the Ko-fi members to kind of thank you guys for supporting. So for example, if you wanted to donate through Zelle or don't donate another way, but you weren't already a subscriber, I want you to be able to also get the private streams. So it's like, just consider just taking $5 off whatever you were going to donate, for example, if you wanted to, so that you can sign up as a monthly subscriber and kind of get the private streams. That way I can like give you guys something for helping me out, because I need a pretty significant amount of help, right? Like it's been way more expensive than I thought, like thousands of dollars. So I'm hoping for help, and I know the creators in control. I just wanted to let you guys know, basically. Long story short, I had to let you guys know, I can't expect you guys to help me if you don't even know. So, sorry, it's kind of last minute, but it's all good. Okay, that's where we are. Everything's going to work out. It's just like, bro, it's like crazy tight. And I'm like, I have to make sure, obviously, that I have money here set aside for upcoming bills here, etc. Right? So, all right, we won't go more into that. I think you guys get it. I think that's about it. I can quickly look at the chat, but I'm already over and I need to go. Obviously, I do appreciate the YouTube chats, but that obviously doesn't get anywhere close to me for a long time, and they take 30%, just in case you didn't know that, but I'm still appreciative for sure. Fexus, you were the reason I was able to discover my love for actual logic. I simply have to support you now that I get the chance to. Good luck on this journey. Thank you so much, man. And I'm glad to hear that, dude, because you just got to learn how to think, not what to think. But thank you so much. I'm going to actually create a logic and debate course, by the way, where I kind of give whatever secrets I feel I've learned. JCS, thank you for the $20. Good Godspeed, brother. Thank you so much. And thank you for support. Good luck, brother. I never liked this whole trip since, I don't know, Duffy or his real motives, but grateful that you are going on everyone's behalf. Tip from Canada, keep a hot water bottle tucked in your jacket to stay warm and don't be alone with McToon. All right, thank you so much. Ziohi, I probably mispronounced that, but thank you for the $50 Canada dollars. And Byron, don't forget they can ionize and project things into the sky like the recent second moon, have different trackers on the sun. How do I donate using crypto? It depends on what crypto, right? So if you can message me on either Telegram, I mean, I don't know if you have Telegram, message me on Telegram and tell me that you need a certain wallet address and I'll hook you up. And I'll try to remember to put some crypto addresses in this description a little bit later. And so that's a solution right there. All right. So check the description throughout the day or a little bit later, and I'll put a different crypto addresses down there. Cool. Okay. All right. I'm kind of tired, but it's all good. We're going to figure it out. I love you guys. I don't want we got to go. So seek and speak truth unequivocally. I meant to actually just kind of see, is there anything in the actual chat that needs to be right now? And I'll shout all you guys out that are supporting and stuff on a later stream, because obviously I gotta go. And like I said, Kofi's taking 20% of everything, but it's whatever. Obviously it's still better than nothing. However you can help, I will say most preferred method, Zelle, Witsit at protonmail.com. That will help the most, immediately. I gotta take off and immediately gonna have to start spending money. And I hooked you guys up, dude. I got a bunch of different stuff. You guys will see. I'll keep you guys up to date. Okay. I love you guys. I wanted to give you guys an update. Seek and speak truth unequivocally. The weak find contentment in the consensus of ignorance. So who cares what other people think? They're always going to attack you. That's just how it goes. And yeah, dude, pretty exciting, man. Let's get it, dude. It's going to be cool. I'm looking forward to it. And hopefully you guys are as excited as I am. And stay tuned for future streams, maybe even during these next 22 hours. This is how long it total is that I'm traveling, which is crazy. There's a 5.5 hour layover at one point, and maybe I can stream there. And I want to really break down to you guys all this stuff. Also, just jump in Discord. Jump in Earth Awakenings on Discord. Jump in Ether Cosmology. Definitely on Earth Awakenings. If you're I guess they're open to whoever at Ether Cos as well, but they're not going to put up with any nonsense. So anyway, shout out to both of them, Ether Cosmology and Earth Awakening. And I'll jump in and out of those, kind of talking to everyone, getting feedback, and then giving updates. So I love you guys. I'll catch up with you guys later today, hopefully, maybe. All right. And what's true is very popular. What's popular is rarely true. Peace.
That's for Israel. Wonder, is it real? Rappers acting say they high, say they sipping pills. Glorify suicide so they get Big pharma set it up, had to flip the pills. Control the music industry until the scripts get filled. Geopolitically, yeah, we in the field. That's for Israel. Wonder, is it real? Took the way you saw the world, then distorted it. Now you think you wanna rock that twirl, somewhere orbiting. Theories disproportionate, the truth distorted quick with a forceful grip. They force a misinfo that we absorbing quick. Took the people's signature, that mean extorted it. They forging it, if news anchors informant to informing them. There's a surplus, but they tell us there are shortages. Credit economy, mortgages, dollar that's supported with empty fortresses. But what's important is this, we courting ships, important gifts, of course it is. What extortion is in accordance with an assortment list of foreign tricks we ignoring, which informant this, informant this. It looked like we were snoring tricked. Pedophilia and the government endorsing it. Yeah, eugenics is exactly what abortion is. You just vilify those insubordinate. Way to matrix engineer, that's unfortunate. Geopolitically, we in a field. That's for Israel. Wonder, is it real? Rappers actors say they high, say they sip with pills. Glorify suicide so they get the deals. Big pharma set it up just to flip the pills. Control the music industry until the scripts get filled. Geopolitically, yeah, we in a field. That's for Israel. Wonder, is it real?